Today is a fun show. I like fun shows. Almost sounds like a Chinese phrase there, doesn't it? Fun show. Feng shui, the positive part of the world where you do what's right, you do what you want to do most to help the community. But you need to enjoy your community, you need to be part of it. And these days, you gotta transfer. You gotta get there. How do you get there? You gotta be part of the community. Not everybody can get the car all the time. If I can get someplace fun and do it in a fun way, I'll get myself a golf car.
That's a good point. Golf carts are a hot commodity these days.
That's what I understand. And so welcome everybody. We've got Cory Phillips. He's the general manager, the sales manager for sales manager for M&M Golf Cars. And when it gets down to, like I say, when you want to get somewhere, you want to have fun with it, you need to have a neat mobile way to get there. Golf cars have just kind of taken over. I see them all over the place now.
Yeah, that is true. They have, in the last several years, have just skyrocketed. Every community wants one, and every family wants one.
Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so M&M Golf, right here in O'Fallon, Missouri, we have 4 other locations. We just sell golf carts not only to golf courses and rentals, but we also sell them to your local family in their neighborhood. They want to drive them around town, drive them down to the pool in the summertime. So here shortly, you're going to be seeing a lot of golf carts driving around.
Why? I know it's important. I know a lot of people love them. Tell me why.
Why? It's like you touched on it a little bit. It's definitely easy than getting in the car, especially, I live in Lake St. Louis, so we have a couple community pools there, and it's just way easier just to hop in that, cruise down to your pool, have a little fun there, and then hop back in your golf cart and come back. So it's the convenience of it.
Okay, so I mean, if you really look around to the people that seem to be enjoying our little planet the most,
right,
they're always running around on a golf cart. I was a kid. I'll tell a little side story here. As a kid, my dad got me a go-kart.
Okay.
And that taught me a little bit how to drive a car, except the brake was on the left and the gas was on the right. But as a matter of getting around and learning a little bit about how kids have fun with these too. What's the age limit for some of that, by the way?
So it really depends on the town that you live in, but most places, you had to have your driver's license. But is that really enforced? As long as somebody's in there, an adult, I should say. I know where I live, there's tons of teenagers driving around. So
okay, but we're not advocating. We advocate you got to be 16 years old or older and have your driver's license.
Correct. You have to be. Yeah.
I got it. No, it's fun. And I was a kid, by the way. I'm old enough now to drive, but when I was a kid, I was driving a car, a go-kart when I was probably 12 or 13.
Okay.
It was fun. So these things could become part of the community. People really want to enjoy the way they get around. Tell me the path a little bit. Why did you decide to become sales manager at a golf cart?
That's an interesting question. Right out of high school, I joined the service. I was in the service for about 14 years. When I got out, I didn't really know what I was going to do. I think a lot of people that get out of the service had that dilemma. I walked into a sales job when I lived in Las Vegas, and I've just been in sales ever since. The reason why is I just love talking to people, helping people out, find out their needs and wants, and then try to deliver on that.
Well, it's key to what we talk about with our show here. We are a community-based show. We like to highlight the leaders in our community. I'm going to jump over real quickly to shout out. A lot of times we start off with our sponsors, but sometimes we bring that in halfway into the show or a little bit after. But as you might see behind me, everybody, on the TV wall behind us, Carroll House Furniture. If you like nice things, you've got to get nice furniture, and you get that from Carroll House Furniture here in St. Louis because you like nice things. Also, USA Mortgage, powered by the Flowers team. We got to give a shout out to Steve Flowers, Emily Flowers. They do a great job. I'm a licensed loan officer. I'm part of their team, and it's part of what is going on with this whole show because you need all the amenities for your house, including a golf cart.
Right.
This is
Exactly.
A lot of people would argue. You'd say there's a strong case for that because if you don't have a golf cart, then it's just a long walk for some of these neighborhoods that are exorbitant, huge. You got to walk miles. It seems like there's part of my subdivision here where I live, and I don't even get across the other side unless I drive there. Right.
Right. And
golf cart makes it a lot easier.
it is, with all the communities around town going up, and expanding the existing ones. A little bit more convenient, and you can take your whole family.
get them all there on one little golf cart, or some fancy ones we're going to show everybody here too. We're going to jump into that video in just a second. I went out to see the M&M location. That's the O'Fallon location, is that right?
O'Fallon location, correct.
And wow, what a location. Some great looking mobiles you've got there.
Right.
And I picked out real quickly. We'll share that with you here in just a minute. But I want that one.
Right.
I was going to get it go. And I'm looking around here. They're even my neighborhood, which is kind of more subdivision-ish, not a golf course here.
Right.
I'm still seeing golf carts around here.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing. You would think the families that live on a golf cart community would want them, but I mean, we deliver them all over the place. And it's just like the neighborhood that you just mentioned. It's maybe a pool, and that's pretty much it. But it's a new summer thing just to take the whole family. Because you can get a golf cart for 2 people, you can get a golf cart up to 8. And sometimes we have even other ones that we can kind of customize. There in Mexico, Missouri, we can customize them a little bit longer, get a little limo kind of version of it. And just cruise around the neighborhood. It's a good summer activity nowadays.
Well, then with that, I guess I will jump over to the website because I want to show people a little bit about what you're talking about.
Okay.
When you say golf carts that look like such, what do they look like? Well, here we are. You've got great inventory. Like you can see, this is on the front page of your website, right? This is mmgolfcars.com.
Correct.
Right? And most people will recognize that as we put the title up there. You can see that. mmgolfcars.com. 636-379-8243. Serving the St. Louis area.
Correct.
For your location here.
For my location, yeah, we serve.
But you guys are across the state.
Correct. We have 5 locations. M&M Golf Cars been around for about 40 years. It started out there in Mexico, Missouri, by Chris and Vivian Miller, and their sons have taken over the business. In the last 40 years, we have 5 locations, a few here in Missouri, up in Iowa, and into Kansas. So we serve a variety of customers, just your local neighborhoods, all the way up to sporting venues, and we also do rentals and service as well. So you can get a used golf cart, and you can come into the store and talk to us, and we can customize it to your liking. If you're a big Cardinals fan, we can make it a Cardinals golf cart.
There you go. Well, I'm going to share with that now a little bit. Let's show this video. We start talking about those big golf carts you've got. This is pretty cool. So we're just going to play the video a little bit of it. This thing's 10 minutes long. Corey has another meeting. I have another meeting, but we're going to keep this thing rolling until I get this whole video played. So we'll play the whole video here towards the end of the show. This show airs for an hour, but right now we're going to jump in to the clip. I jumped in. We're at about 8 minutes into our video here, and take a look. Tell me a little bit. They're not going to be able to hear this, so I want you to give them the lowdown on what you've got going on here on this video. And I got to click my play button. Where'd it go? It's right in the middle of those, isn't it?
Right in the middle.
All right, there we go. Tell me what everybody's looking at here.
Yeah, so this one right here is a Gorilla. It's a Denmark-based product. Club Card just bought them last year, and it's the first luxury leisure golf cart. And it's LSV, so it's a low-speed vehicle as well. So you can take it on the roads. Goes 25 miles an hour, fully electric, super nice. You'll see a lot of these probably on the coastline, just cruising, which would be an awesome. This one here is a brand new Crew from Club Car. Just came out this year. Fits comfortable with 6 people. Those 2 front chairs I'll get ready to show. You can actually slide them back and enjoy the picnic table back there. So take the family out on a little nice mobile picnic. Nice.
Yeah, I mean the amenities and the way these things are designed now, they're alterable. If is that a big word for what I'm trying to say here? But you can alter the setup. There's that chair where it leans the other way, and now it joins the party.
Exactly.
In the back of the golf cart. Very cool. All right, well, I want to share the rest of that video here towards the end. If you guys want to see the whole video, please do take the time, because it is a fun setup that they've got here, and these are dynamite. And boy, when you get to where you've got such a cool device like this that you're running around with, man, you must be cool. So we'll switch over here to our TV screen here for everybody. But man, way to go, Corey. I mean, how cool is it to be able to offer this to the public? You're the guy that helps everybody get this.
It's really good. I enjoy what I do. M&M is a fun place to work. It's a family-run company. I've been there for several years now, and it's just been a blast. It's weird to see the inventory that we have now from the time I started. When I came in, it was right past the pandemic, so it was really hard to get your hands on product. But now it's walking through the showroom floor, and we just have tons of product to offer people. So it's pretty cool.
Well, that's great because by now we've kind of caught up with the way the world is getting back into the normal function of what we've got here, and people want to be more a part of the community. And maybe it did even influence a little bit more. Say, hey, we can be part of the community, but we stay here at home and do these kinds of things too. Do you see a lot more engagement now because of the fact that people do have a golf car to get them where they need to be within the short distance? You're not driving this across the country, but you can drive it to the other side of the neighborhood.
Right. And I have. What I do, it's like a lot of like word of mouth. You get a golf cart, you drive it around your neighborhood, and your buddies that live in the neighborhood, they're like, ooh, what is that? And then, you kind of sell it to your own friends, and then those people come up, and, I kind of close the deal and help them out and get them into their own personalized golf cart. So it's a neat experience.
Well, tell me a little bit about your background. How long have you been in the business? Give me one of your favorite hobbies. If you had to mention a hobby that you were definitely involved with as a kid, you think that's what we always ask that question. What hobby did you have that kind of led you to where you've got this interest in it? And I know it's a matter of service, right? Because you served in our military.
Correct.
You have to serve people with the opportunity to get involved and build the community, help the family with doing stuff together.
I mean, I was huge into sports. I didn't really play golf when I was growing up. I played baseball. And again, like I said, after high school, I went right into the service, and it's just something that my family did. My dad was in the service, and my uncle and grandparents and stuff like that were in the service. So it was a good experience just serving others. And then now I play golf. Not that good, but I try to play as much as possible I can.
Okay, well, we're going to do a quick break here. I'm going to I'm going to wave at the camera. I want to make sure our audio is coming across here correctly because it sounds like we picked up a little reverb here. Hi, everybody. So let's
we could probably redo that one too.
Check. All right. So now is my mic on? No, my mic is not off. I'm gonna check this, but check. Okay, now that one. Now we're good.
Check.
Count to 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. Well, we'll keep going here. We're gonna get your 28s for sure, and then I'll end up getting more for you, whatever it takes to make it right. So, yeah, we're rolling now. Okay. Double check that. So. All right, back into here, everybody. Had a quick edit there. I almost double checking, but we were getting some feedback. We've added another extra super high powered mic.
Okay.
It's over voiceovers, and it might be interfering. It's whenever you change anything, it's just one little change. But let's go back in here. Okay, so waving. I'm gonna go back to you. So talk a little bit about where we were at there. How you're part of the community now. What is it to develop for you?
Yeah, so as far as community, I mean, M&M golf carts, huge fans of getting out there in the community. I know we recently did something for the veterans out there in Mexico, Missouri. We kind of hold some stuff like that. So slowly and surely, we're getting back into the community. We kind of put that on pause since the pandemic.
Well, that's good, man. And I tell you, when it comes down to it, that's at the core of what I just got off the phone with another sponsor of our show here recently, and the truth is, we started talking about how do you impact the community, how do you help the community stick together, how do you create that bond and help kids to understand it's not just some quick flash, click, Facebook, text, email. We got to get people together and be more of the community, the communing part of it, where you get to know people and you get to establish that relationship that a lot of people have with each other that they don't have other ways.
Right.
And so golf carts, for me, is a matter of helping that all to happen, because when you're across, I mean, they talked about this. I had another interesting discussion. I throw my little tidbit in here periodically. Back in the day, when you traveled from like St. Louis downtown to St. Louis County, what it is now, it would take 2 to 3 days. You had to do that by horseback.
Right.
And so all the people lived together in very small areas and you'd walk everywhere. Well, it's not the way it is anymore. So how do you get to know those people? And the golf cart thing, it seems like it's really helped to merge that.
I'm glad you touched on that. Last month, we went down to Club Car headquarters out there in Augusta, Georgia. We were coming back from the plant, and school season was still, in effect, and people getting out of school, and all you could see on the side of the road was just probably 20 to 30 golf carts just sitting there waiting for their kids to get out of school, and that's how they were getting picked up. So it's crazy to see that now taking your kids to school and picking them up is in a golf cart.
Well, yeah, so that's why I say these have become more and more commonplace. And the key to this then is you want to find a place that you can know and trust with some established leaders. So when you got a guy who's been in the military, he's been trained about how to properly handle things and manage things. How many years?
I did over 10. I did close to 14.
14
total.
years in the United States military. Thank you. Army, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your service. Thanks for helping keep this all going for us and keep this part of the world safe and what we do here. But it's an incredible opportunity. And so that's where we want to always focus on the businesses that are geared towards that. And when we met you guys, we started talking about, hey, we'd love to have you on our show. I wanted to not just talk about golf carts. I want to talk about what golf carts really help to do to make the community a little bit tighter, closer piece of what we're doing to engage more with each other. How long have you been in this particular industry with regard to sales? I know we went back a little bit.
Sales, I've been into sales since about 2013, 2014. So long time, I would say. I started out in the cell phone industry and working there at T-Mobile, and then when I moved back to the Missouri, I got on with M&M Golf.
Okay. Well, again, it's a matter of people talk about salespeople are the ones that are the lifeblood of the community, because nothing happens until a sale is made. They say. And that's because you've got to help this commerce thing happen, and that provides jobs. It provides all the people to do the manufacturing, to do the assembly, to do the maintenance, and then housing and all that stuff. Everything that is necessary for business. So give up to our sales guys, because they're the ones willing out to do. And every one of us is a sales guy, whether you realize it or not. You're selling yourself to whatever it is. So they keep
every day.
And we like to have the good, honest, straightforward guys who give us the information like you've presented with me, and we went and saw your place and what you've been doing. And is that part of why you love working for M&M?
I do. Again, I keep touching on the point of family-ran business. We go above and beyond. Every sales guy that works for M&M Golf, there's two other guys that work here in O'Fallon. Russ, he handles all of our golf courses, and then Dave, he handles all of our commercial side. But we also kind of help each other out as well. But the biggest thing that I like to tell customers, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for everybody at M&M Golf, is just because the sale's done and closed, you still have our information. Reach out to me. We'll make things right. We'll come out to you and make things right as well, because we also do service calls to the house. So we go above and beyond, I believe.
Well, that's the key to the success, and you guys have been around for a long time, and and expanded to multiple locations.
Correct.
Obviously, you're doing some things right, or else you wouldn't be in that kind of position. I do want to talk a little bit about the specials you guys have on are always changing and always coming around. Financing something that people want to be interested in, because a golf cart is not something you get for $50. You can
not
rent
anymore.
one.
Not anymore.
Financing, special promotions you have financing wise that people can come in and talk about.
Yeah, so you can see your own personal bank that where you go, or we have Sheffield Financial and DLL Financial. So both of those companies we use a lot to kind of help customers get into their golf cart.
Cool. And again, another thing to make it affordable, because these things they become a neat novelty piece for the family, not even novelty anymore, more commonplace, so that you can commune better. And that's what we always want to emphasize with what we talk about here. Well, let's take a look here. You do have a lot of good reviews. I was impressed. Any company that's been in business these days, there will be some reviews out there for them. And so these big national companies get hundreds and thousands of reviews. Smaller businesses, you look to see, do they have a ton of reviews? Are they legitimate? Yes, very much so. And so you can see what part of what we've got available here that is on the Google reviews. You see from M&M Golf Cars LLC right here, 4.7, pretty good. 40 reviews, meaning, hey, we didn't flood this with a bunch of reviews and we don't know where they came from. These are honest, straight up reviews from real people, and you're still averaging that high number at 4.7. Talk a little bit about this if you got.
I think it's just that we tell the customers, we set the right expectations with them. Just like I said before, is just because the deal is over and the product is sold, we're still going to come and we're still going to make things right if you have any issues whatsoever. Perfect example, we had a customer that I sold a golf cart to a few weeks ago. Last week, it just wasn't working. Brought it back to the shop, and he had it back within a couple of days. And it was just a battery thing, but I went out there and picked it up for him. So I think doing stuff like that and just making the customer feel that they're valued is going to give you those 4.7 stars.
Well, yeah. With that, I'm going to read one here. I get to pick the reviews that I want to review, and you got a 4.7 average. It's going to be hard to pick anything that isn't good. But here's a 5.0. I worked with Cory and O'Fallon and purchased what do you call that? An
It's going to be a Hunt V.
Hunt V electric S by X? What's that stand
He was
for?
probably 4x4, I guess is what he was supposed to
Okay,
be.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Love it. Corey was great to work with and made the process very easy. He delivers the 4x4 to my farm earlier than expected. Highly recommend M&M, the Hunt V. There it is, Corey.
Yes.
Hey, thanks. Keep good work. I'm going to give one more hit to everybody here. Let's pick I'm going to go a little further down. Here we go. Very professional, friendly, knowledgeable. Would definitely do business here again. That was 2 months ago from Josh Bailey, another. And these are people who don't necessarily review a lot of stuff, but they decided to take the time here. Josh has only done 3 reviews in his life, but he wanted to make that point for you guys. But yeah, so good evidence that you guys do know what you're doing and you do the hard work. And while I've got that screen up here, I want to show a little bit of your Facebook page. So you can see here, very professional looking little promotional stuff you've got there. That's good. That means you're on the ball.
Yes.
And I was scrolling through here earlier. Boy, lots of fun videos. And look at some dynamite looking pictures. So you can see what you're getting here too. So here is that promo here. Look at that. That's a good looking golf cart, and feel like maybe I could take on the whole terrain there if I.
Right.
So tell me about that particular.
So this is the Carryall 500, and it's powered by the lithium ion. So maintenance free. You know, back in the old days, you had the flood lead acid. We still have those in some of our golf carts, but you don't have to worry about filling them with water. These vehicles make a great vehicle for maintenance crews, either on the golf course or apartment complexes. And that's in kind of another version that just has a box on the back. And that's our showroom there in Mexico, Missouri. So they get all the good stuff. Just kidding. But yeah, this is the
I
the
saw you had a
showroom.
pretty good selection at your location too.
Yeah, so we have a great selection. Most of these cars here are all just used golf carts that we've repurposed and made new again.
So if you want to save some money, get yourself a used one.
Yeah, that's
electrical device doesn't break down near as much as the mechanical combustion engines,
right. I mean, golf carts are, you know, especially club cart, since they are made on aluminum frame bodies, they last forever. We still get those customers that have golf carts that are 20, 30 years old and they're going strong. It's just how you maintain them, and you bring them to us, and we'll make them go as long as we can. So.
Very cool. There's that monster machine again. This is another picture of a different one, I guess. But is that cool one? It's got multiple.
Correct. So that is the Crew. That's the white body version of it. It's a great car. I got to test drive it when I went to Augusta, Georgia, earlier last month. It's a great vehicle. I sold one down to Cuba, Missouri, last month as well. So that family is going to get a lot of use and enjoyable moments out of it for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's the one that's like the granddaddy when you get on.
Right.
So check out the Facebook page out here, M&M Golf Cars. This is the St. Louis, Missouri site we got here, but I mean they literally have everything that you could ever dream of with regard to all the information, all the pictures, so I can get a good grasp of what I'm looking at. And then videos I saw you have out there too. So
yeah, we like to put a lot of stuff on there. A lot of the sales guys, when we do sell stuff, we've been trying to get in the habit of when we deliver it, we take some photos of it there at its new home, and we'll put them up there so you guys can see that as well.
Okay, well let's talk a little bit more about this as we get a little more in depth into the nitty gritty. What would you say if there was any one thing that really separates you guys from the other golf vendors out there? What do you feel like you guys do better than the rest?
I think quality is number one. You know, like I said, Club Car is the only golf cart that's out on the market that is built out of an aircraft aluminum frame body, so it'll never rust. So that's going to help prolong that golf cart for the 20, 30 years. Coming to M&M Golf, again, family-run business, so we treat everybody like family, and we're going to always be there for you when you need help.
Well, that's a key to it actually also as well, because when you have quality, then the product sells itself, and that's what people want. They know that they will spend the money to get what they need, but if it's going to last for a long time, you break it down. And we talk about, I've mentioned this to just about every show.
People say Club Car is kind of like the Cadillac of golf carts. So
there you go.
Top of the line.
You just cheap gets very expensive.
Correct.
You will replace a golf cart every 2 or 3 years because you save a few bucks.
Right. So some customers they're kind of shocked. I got customers call and sometimes I need a golf cart for $1,000. It's those days are long gone. It's tough to find people that understand that the market of golf carts have just skyrocketed.
Sure. Well, if you want to make sure you're going to get the best price and the best quality, then go to the people you know and trust have been in business for such a long time. They can do that. Tell me a time when you felt like you really helped a client when they were in a tough situation, so that you felt like, oh wow, these guys got taken, or there's something they didn't realize.
Right.
Can you give me an example, something like that?
Yeah, so last week I was out on delivered a golf cart. One of my customers, I always tell my customers, hey, save my information, you have my number and stuff. And he shot me a message on Friday saying, hey, my golf cart, it's not working, you know. I went and picked it up on Friday, brought it back to the shop. We were closed on the weekend. Took care of it on Monday and got it back to him on Monday. And again, it was just a simple battery, but he was absolutely overjoyed that we got that golf cart back in time. And he wasn't even expecting us to pick it up that day. But I was like, I'm already out. I can do this, you know, make things right for him. So he was happy.
Well, that's the key to the success and the longevity of any business, and that's what we want to emphasize that. So we bring on the people. We've done the research. We've seen the reviews. We knew that you guys were established, and we want to share some of the success that you've had so that other people can learn from that, too. That's kind of the impetus behind this show. Tell me a mistake, though, that often is made by consumers when they say, I'm ready to get a golf cart, but, and they come to you and you go, well, let me explain to you how that works. Can you give me an example of something like that?
I think them not doing maybe enough research that, you know, when they come in and they want this, and this, and I kind of tell them, like, well, we could definitely do that for you, but this is what the price is. They're taken back. They're not, I guess, accustomed to golf carts being that much, or they get misinformation from family members that maybe have bought a golf cart 4 or 5 years ago when they're thousands of dollars cheaper. But with the product that Club Car produces and that M&M sells, it's quality over anything. And we just make sure that we provide the best quality product out there. And, you know, it's going to kind of cost a little bit more than they're probably used to.
Yeah, well, and as long as people are prepared for that, and I think that's why you're telling them right here, guys, be wary. You must know these aren't the cheap little runabout things that are going to break down in the last year and a half or 2 years. These are something you're purchasing for the longevity because it's going to last 20 to 30 years.
Correct.
And now you'll have a nice little way to get around the community, saving yourself a lot of hassle, getting to meet a lot more people, be a part of a lot more activities. Because you're a good quality machine that's going to get you there.
And it's a good resale value too. I mean, golf carts probably have one of the best resale values. You can go on Facebook and see, you know, you can go in there and find the exact same one that I have, and they're going to be exact same price. And the only difference is you get from us, you're going to get the best customer service that goes along with it, plus the warranty.
Well, all good stuff that, like I said, we just like to try to emphasize. That's why we reached out to you guys and said, hey, we think you are a great example for our community. We want to have you on the show to talk about that a little bit. Tell me a time, or I'm sorry, at least the path that when somebody says, I'm ready to get a golf cart. This is what I want to do. How does the process get started?
Very, very quick and easy. If they want to go new, Club Car has made it simplified it on their website. There's a configuration tool on there. They either come into the office, or if it's they got to go home and talk to their significant other. You know, they just go on there and they kind of build the car that they want, and it tells them exactly what that's going to cost them. And then I get it in my email, and then we go from there. If it's something used, depending if they want gas or electric, and it's the same thing. You know, if they want to customize it, we can customize it to their liking. We've done a lot of Mizzou Tiger cars. We've done some Anheuser-Busch cars. I mean, we can do pretty much anything that your mind wants us to do.
So it's all very customizable with regard to they've got a number of features. And I guess it's kind of like the way you buy cars sometimes these days. Traditionally, when it was a car purchase, you just said, what do you have on the lot? And I'm limited to the 5 or 6 things, different color. If you say, I want this particular style, this particular model from this manufacturer. In your case, you're saying they can really customize that a lot more.
If they want to go used, absolutely. If they stick to the new, like the brand new onwards, they're kind of limited on the colors and the seats and stuff like that. But if they pick a used car off the showroom floor or on the side that we have that's used and ready for sale, yeah, we could paint it whatever color. We could put some rims on there. We could update the seats.
Okay, so I want to be more clear with everybody on that too. There is a configuration tool for a new one. They can go out and kind of pre-assemble, but it's limited some certain features. But there are definitely some more options is what I'm trying to say than if you were to walk on a lot and you got 2 colors, 3 different cars. Both 2 of them are black, one of them's gray, and that's your options. You have the option to say, here's all of what you can do with the new one that we'll customize for you, and even more than that, which I didn't realize is much more elastic. Is that the word to use?
Yeah.
For used cars, is that you will customize that car that's used for them and paint
Right.
it and remodel it. Versus, you're not going to get somebody to do that at a car dealership.
And you're not. And the good thing about if we do the used, if I've sold tons of used cars, and what we do is we strip them all the way down, and we replace anything and everything that needs to be repaired or fixed, and we replace it. And then we paint it whatever color you want. As long as it's an automotive paint code, we'll paint it. I had a customer a couple years ago wanted Ferrari red. Went online, got the Ferrari red paint code, and we painted Ferrari red. So whatever your heart desires, we can do.
Well, that's really cool. As you're saying that, I'm thinking, wow, so these aren't really used, they're refurbished.
Correct.
And like I just bought and I didn't realize this until it showed up, but we've got our little switcher thing right here. But this was a refurbished switcher, and I guess that's what explained why it was $20 cheaper.
Right.
But it was remanufactured to match the original factory specs. Now, I'm not saying that's necessarily what they're going to get with you, but it's not just something where you go, it's used, good luck.
Right.
Here's what we hope this thing runs while you get it off their lot, and then it's all yours. You're going in there saying, hey, here's some definite things that need to be replaced. Here's some definite parts that need to be modeled or
Right.
remanufactured, and then you put them in and make sure that they run right.
Yes, absolutely. All of our mechanics, when they come on board, they have the knowledge of being a mechanic. We send them all down to Mexico, Missouri, and they get trained by, we have a few mechanics that have been with M&M for almost as long as M&M has been around. So they get trained and do everything the way M&M wants everything to be done. So when I get the sheet back from the mechanics, I was like, I didn't know we was going to do this. And it's like, hey, it needed to be repaired. Cool, that's all I needed to know. So that way, it eliminates us taking product to the customers and then having to go back and fix it. We're just going to fix it right now and move it on. So
great information there, everybody. So if you happen to get into our show right now and you're watching us live on ABC, we go generally another 15, 30, sometimes an hour and a half. Depends how long we want to talk. But I want to continue to go through this. So if you just you're getting toward the end of the show you're seeing on ABC, or maybe we just ended the show and you're watching this elsewhere with some other clip, watch the full interview. The full interview is available on our website, yourlittlecastle.com, but we also give a copy to all of our guests. And so, hey, take a look at the full interview that Cory's going to have. They're going to have on their social media, their website, hopefully, because we've got a 14-step document that says here's all what you should do if you want to effectively use this. Because we're a marketing company at our core, trying to help promote businesses, and we say just please if you're going to do this interview with us, we love you for coming on the show, but make sure you use it the right way and put it all out there so that people can really learn about you. And so, Cory, you're giving such valuable information to people that help them make a decision. Because what's the average price range for a car?
Used car nowadays, you're probably around $9,000. If you're getting brand new, minimum 13.5 all the way up. The Crew, you're going to be well north of 30,000. That Gorilla, you're going to be in that ballpark too. So on average, about 9 for a used. New, on average, you're probably going to be 16.
Okay. Well, I mean, it means these things are something that do cost a little bit
to
get involved with, but again, longevity, quality, if you break that down. As I'm thinking, most people will say, well, compared to a car, well, you don't keep a car for 15 years.
Right.
You don't keep a car for 20 years. So divide that by 5 or 3 or whatever. Then you get to more of a fair ratio, and you're really only talking.
And the resale value on a golf cart's way better than a car nowadays. So
yeah, that's kind of what we're talking about. And it's shifting a little bit with the Tesla and their 100% electric car. But it still doesn't matter if the cars break down a lot. There's so many moving mechanical, green, unfriendly parts, as they say. But when you're getting a golf cart, this is something that lasts a long time. So I would help people to keep the ratio. I'm a money guy. I'm a numbers guy, and a numbers guy more than anything. But what's the cost ratio, and what's your ROI? What does this thing really cost you? But when you're going, if it lasts for 15 years, let me break this down for you. If it lasts for 15 years and you spent $15,000, that's $1,000 a year. That's $83 a month.
Right.
I don't know anywhere you can get a car payment for $83 a month. Now, this isn't your car, but this is something that's going to serve you, in many cases, more often or better than your car. Because
I think it's going to bring, the biggest thing golf cart does is bring families together, neighbors together. Because in the summertime, they're going to be outside. And I think our generation, where we were always outside, now the new generation's always inside. I think this is a great thing for customers and families to buy one and just be out there enjoying the outdoors.
Now, I'm not suggesting that they have an $83 a month payment plan for 15 years, but the value, it's essentially the same. You're paying a little bit more than up front, obviously, with the financing available. But when you break it down in terms of, why would I spend that much money? Well, because you're using it for 15, maybe 20, 25 years. Wow, then you really got the value. And this is why people who do numbers like that, when you just look at the price tag, you're going to, but break it down for the actual value that you're going to have over the lifetime of the use of the vehicle. Great point you make there, because I didn't realize these things do last so long.
They do, and we have repeat customers that keep their cars 4 or 5 years and sell it back to us, or they sell it themselves and get into a new one. So I think it's great for everybody. I think everybody should have a golf cart.
Well, and I agree with you, because they are so much fun. You get to learn a little bit how to drive and maintain and keep just the community tied together. And it brings a lot more for what you do to engage in what we're doing on our little planet. What do you get the most satisfaction from, and maybe relative to what you were just saying there? What's the most satisfaction? What brings you that?
I just love helping customers. Having a customer come into the shop and just kind of tell me, hey, we've been wanting a golf cart forever. We see everybody else have them. We want one now. And kind of walk them through the process of new use and the different options and the accessories and everything that you can make it their own. And just to see their smile when I deliver the car, that's all I need.
Well, yeah, it makes for a happy family, a happy life, and just really cool to have somebody that has gotten into something. I mean, I've always had a particular interest in golf carts. I was just like, where do these things come from? I see them on the golf course, and now I see them all over the community.
Right.
And wow, now you're seeing where they really the people will show up. A good friend of mine, he puts in his trailer in the back of his car and takes it down to the Mardi Gras, takes it down to the St. Patty's Day parade, does all that fun stuff, and then you get to go cart around, and instead of having to walk everywhere.
Right, and that's another side of the M&M's business, is all these different events around town. The Mardi Gras, the St. Patrick's Day parade, a lot of those events we provide rental vehicles for, so customers that go out there can actually rent those. So if you want to test it out, you don't want to spend $9,000 or $16,000 on a brand new one or one for yourself. Check us out by renting one for a weekend. See how you like it and see how the experience is, and then if you want one, go that route.
I did not realize that there was the option to rent.
Yes.
Is it on a weekend basis or a daily basis?
You could do daily basis, weekly basis. Our rental season is getting ready to get picked up in full swing. So it's going to be hard, but Sally Miller is the wife of Mark Miller. She handles all of our rentals. She's based out of Mexico, Missouri, but you can always give me a call saying, hey, for 4th of July, we'd like to rent one. Call now, because we might not have them by then.
Hard from the perspective, they're going to be hard to get, some of these.
Correct, and a lot of customers that have houses out in Innsbruck or Incline Village, they go out there for the summers. They call us, say, hey, we want to rent one for the weekend, and we're going out there just to cruise around those big campsites. So it's definitely a huge part of M&M's business is our rental fleet as well.
Another key element that you guys bring to the table that makes it a little easier, at least learn the experience. Take one out and see what it's like.
Correct.
And then they say, all right, we tried this thing. It didn't cost us much. We really want one now because we had the great benefit of all. Because you also get to pack these things up. You've got coolers and all kinds of ways you can stack things and transport stuff and have everything you need. And you carry extra people or however you want to do it.
Yeah. Right? Not bad at all.
Pretty exciting and fun stuff. All right, well, tell me when somebody's looking at this, say, I'm ready to do this except this thing that's bothering me. What's one objection a lot of people have?
The biggest objection is the cost. It's just they're not expecting it to be the amount that it is. But I kind of let them know, it's like I completely understand $9,000 on a golf cart is kind of crazy, but that's the way the market is. But you're not just getting a golf cart, you're getting the M&M family to go with it. So what we bring to the table as a customer service standpoint is top notch. We always have our phones on, we always answer our phones. We're always gonna let you know how we're gonna fix it and where we're gonna fix it if we have to.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of what we were kind of talking about before is also understand what you're really buying here. This is not a 3 to 5 year, my car is just up for lease, so I've got Acura calling me now. Say, hey, you ready to do it? And I'm gonna lock into another, let's just say $500 a month deal.
Right.
And then it's going to be 3 or 4 years from now, and I have to get another one. And I start over with another. But golf carts are really kind of a different game than that. It's something that people keep for 5, 10, 15. What's the average life expectancy of a golf cart? Or with the ownership, I should say. Not the life expectancy is always going to be in that 15 to 20 year range, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I have a 98 6-passenger golf cart, and it's a 98. And it's still going like a champ just because I take it to M&M and they service it, and they make everything that needs to be right. But yeah, the average span on a golf cart, I mean, it just depends on how well you maintain it. If you follow, what we kind of lay out there is this is when for gas cars, this is when you need to get them serviced. Allow us to come out there and get them, or do the service at the house. They'll go forever.
Well, that's dynamite to see somebody in a company that takes so much time to care. All right, everybody, with that, Cory's got to get off to another meeting. We've got another meeting coming up as well, but we're going to finish up with this 10-minute video. This is 10 minutes where we spent at his location out there in O'Fallon, the M&M O'Fallon location.
Correct.
Right across from, what high school was that?
St. Dominic High School.
St. Dominic High School. And with that, we'll finish up here our show. So this thing will end up being close to 50 minutes total, but we want you to watch the entire show because this gives you lots of information about where you should go, who you can trust, and the important decision you have when you want to get something like this and where to get it from. The best choice you can make to do that.
Yeah.
All right.
We look forward to everybody blowing our phones up for sure.
Yeah. Well, call these guys. You can see their information, everyone. M&M Golf Cars, serving the St. Louis metro area, 636-379-8243, mmgolfcars.com. Get a hold of my buddy, Cory. There he is. Thank you, Cory.
I appreciate it.
All right, man. Good work. We'll talk to you guys some more. And I'm going to go ahead and put that video up here for everybody to see.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Get up, everybody. We'll talk to you more. Stay tuned. Here comes that clip for you guys. And I'm going to go ahead and insert the other information about the show right here. Thanks, everybody. Giddy up.